Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air conditioner, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Hey everyone, welcome to Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, the Green Bay Packer podcast with the Dad Bodcast. Yes, that's right. If a Dad Bod was a podcast, that's basically what we are. Fuckable to some, loved by most, and hated by few. And that's fine by us. We are here to share our love, thoughts, and most importantly, to soothe our fan-driven, obsessive-compulsive anxieties surrounding our beloved Packers. Now, we are not writers, we are not journalists or professionals of any kind, but what we are Hall of Fame, all-pro Packer fans who take this game seriously. We're going to make up some rumors and maybe some unwarranted assumptions and judgments about some iconic professional athletes that we've never even met. So if you got cheese in your veins, beer on your breath, and Packers in your heart, welcome home, ladies and gents. However, this podcast may not be right for children, as we use crude language and profanity. So here are 5 seconds to turn off the feed. Great, you're still here. That means it's not past your bedtime, and 2D and a C is the place for you. I am your host, Chaz, aka the Wisco Kid, who sings like an angel and dances like the devil. Stop. Too much. Okay, a little more. Okay, stop. But now, it's time to introduce the dads of Two Dads and a Chaz podcast. First up, if this podcast gets to 1,000 followers, he will literally do a podcast shirtless. Oh yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Tyson, aka T-Bone. T-Bone, how you feeling tonight?
I'm resenting saying that statement in our first show, but turns out we're sticking with it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Are you kidding me? How are you not alive? This is it. This is real fucking football. This is what it's all about. And this is what I've been waiting for since, I don't know, the NFC Championship last year. So this is really what this is the one I've had circled. I got a real game coming up. This is it. We got the Battle of the Bay boys, you know. We got Tampa Bay, Green Bay going against each other. This might be the last time we see Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady compete. Nothing's guaranteed in this world. People get hurt all the time. I'm just saying, this might be it. And as it stands right now, Brady's up 3-1 on our boy. Two of those being in the post. So let's just see how it goes. I hope that we can come out there, even the score a little bit, put this whole nonsense of what we can't do in Tampa to rest, and let everybody know the Green Bay Packers are here to take care of some fucking business. Because I know I am. That's why I'm putting on. That's why we're all wearing shades, guys. This is a hot game. Hot. Mayhew, what you got?
Absolutely. Couldn't think of a better way to segment into our next dad. What can we say about this next dad that hasn't already been said? He is lactose intolerant. He's pasty AF. He makes Joe Buck look like he knows what he's talking about. The fourth best color commentator in the podcast biz, Aaron Mayhew. How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm really excited about week 3. Tyson, hell of a fucking introduction, my man. You fucking crushed it. Set the bar way too high, and I'm going to float underneath real quick if you don't mind. Boys, just like Tyson said, I've been circling this game since they announced it, because I have a fucking deep fucking anger towards Tom Brady in general, and just basically losing. And this team, I think we got something on the horizon here. And I think we might finally get over the heap. But hey, I don't want to suck up too much time here, Chaz. I just want to let you know that you and me are gonna fucking we're going to talk after the show, okay? Because I'm really upset. Anyway, I'm going to pass it back to you. Chaz, how you doing?
We're going to go on to our agenda here. We have to talk about the Bears just for that final dust up. Last week, final thoughts. I mean, after review, let's just say 1, 2, 3 lessons about the game against Chicago that we can take moving forward. Tyson, I'm going to throw it to you.
3 things that we can learn about Chicago and move past. Start with the bad. The D is still not quite fixed. The middle of the field is still a fucking problem. Can't put that to bed. I don't care who we brought in there, who we thought we had, who we did. 2 weeks in a row, we have looked very vulnerable in the middle of the field. So that's an issue we need to get figured out. On a positive side, we learned this team can fucking run block. And that's for real. Like, we might be one of the best run blocking teams in football, statistically going with 2 weeks, but that's pretty great. I'm pretty happy about that. And special teams. Special teams can actually get the win in terms of field position, which is actually a very important thing. We kind of managed that game very well on special teams. And I will take not only them not fucking up, but helping us manage field position. If we can get that going this next week, that's great. And I that's 2 weeks in a row we've done. So that's the 3 things I've learned.
Mayhew, anything to add? I didn't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to our first commercial break here. When dreaming about your perfect bathroom, are you fulfilled? Are you saying, out with the white cock, in with the new cock? Then you need Mr. Big's Black Cock. Mr. Big's Black Cock can fill any size crevice you need filled and helps prevent moldy discharge. It has a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Tubes come in sizes up to 9 inches, 10 inches, and OM damn! Mr. Big's Black Cock. It'll have you screaming, yas, 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 in no time. 2 Dads and a Chaz podcast, not responsible for any damage, tearage, hospitalization, or any damage to your fixtures. It'll get the job done, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee it. Mr. Big's Black Cock. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep on moving along here into one of our next segments. We're going to talk some new Packer business. Obviously, we have to start first and foremost with the injury report. Now, this might take up some time, it might not, but we have to talk about Lazard with his ankle. We got to talk about, I can't believe I'm saying it, Watkins with the hammy, and Cobb sick with, I don't even know what, anal bifida, who freaking knows. Gentlemen, how are we going to bounce back from this Bakhtiari-esque disaster of an injury squad? Mayhew, anything to say this time?
Some significant injuries are in play here. Okay, so Sammy Watkins finally erupts for like 3 passes, 93 yards his last game. God damn it. Tyson and I have been fans of this guy from the fucking get-go. And he's on like the most fucking friendly contract in the world. But those hamstring injuries, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. So Sammy, rest up. I believe in you. I'm sorry I talk shit. We're going to sidebar. Okay. Christian Watson is the only other one I'm a little bit worried about. Dude, I love the idea of this guy's development in this offense. They clearly love him. He's played a significant amount of snaps, so we've talked about week by week. And I think the guy is open deep regularly. The athleticism is there.
From here on out, it feels like his career is going to be guts anyway. He's going to be one of those guys like you see in the movie that goes out and getting his knee drained after every goddamn game, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's just how I do it." Like the guy, the Rocket, in the Rookie of the Year situation, you know. But yeah, kind of that situation where he's fucked up, but he's guts. You know what I mean? It's all about love for the game. Rocket. Anyway, I think that's where we're heading, and this isn't a tryout. I don't know what is. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is real competition. We got a couple of warm-up games. I feel like it was our Badgers first 2 game bullshits, you know, where you throw a couple of couple of, patsies out there, warm yourself up, and we happen to not do so well against one, and then we did what we were supposed to against the second. Now it's time to fucking seriously show up. And I think Bakhtiari wants to play. And I think he's doing everything in his power to fight his body to make it happen. And I think that he's going to probably do just as much damage to it playing at this point than trying to practice or whatever the hell's going on. So I could see him playing this week. And if that's the case, then Aaron, everything you said, 100% agree.
We keep bringing this up. This is 2 weeks now with Amari Rogers and with Kylan Hill. Like, how do you feel with that mix going in, gentlemen, moving into playing against the Bucks?
Man, that was such a sweet burn on Amari. How you just like immediately like, oh, you mentioned him. We're talking about special teams because you said Amari Rogers. Like, that is where we are at with you, Amari. What the fuck's going on, dude? I thought you were a wide receiver. Get your fucking shit together. This is the week. If I want to see God damn it, you know what I want to see, Chaz. You know what I want to see. Rogers to Rogers getting the touchdown. Because that is lined up and in the barrel from a shitty tight end that we got rid of. And every time they got a first down or a touchdown, I did that. And it feels so good. And we got another Rodgers. And I'm like, they did it. We got another Rodgers. We can Rodgers to Rodgers again. But it's starting to feel like it's never going to Rodgers to Rodgers. This is the week. I want a first down and I want a touchdown. That's what I want. Back to you, Chaz, about stuff.
I mean, super passionate, and I've been missing the Rodgers to Rodgers for a minute, and I was waiting for you to bring it up. I'm glad you segued right into it. But gentlemen, we got a tweet coming in right now. I'm just gonna do the first one. This first one is Dudley from Oshkosh. It is, gentlemen, at Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, chicken or pork for game day? How and why? Mayhew, thoughts? Chicken or pork? What are you cooking and why?
Oh, that's a great question. Great question. The answer is both. Duncan, what was his fucking name?
Dudley.
Dudley. Yeah, that's a normal name. Anyway, Dudley. Appreciate you fucking phoning in to this cast, whatever the fuck it says anymore. But it's a mixed bag, man. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking here? Chicken. I'm a wings man at heart, especially for fucking game day, you know? And then pork wise, I do love chops. I love my fucking chops, but I'm not here to like tell you how to do your thing. You know what I mean? Everybody tailgates like a little bit differently. What's important is that whatever you do choose, you do it right. God damn it. And that starts with brining, in my opinion. Tyson, what are your thoughts on brining?
Got a brine. Big fan of a simple pickle brine, people. This is not rocket science. You got pickle leftover juice. You're almost all the way there. You know what I mean? You add a little bit of sugar to that. Bada bing, bada boom. A little water. I'm pro brine.
Let's move on to some other topics around this week, gentlemen. We weren't the only ones that were riddled with injuries. We do have to talk about the Buccaneers' injuries just a little bit. Their situation, I mean, first and foremost, their wide receiving core, the offensive line, if we want to talk about that specifically, Julio Jones is out with the knee, right? Russell Gage, again, another hammy incident. Scotty Miller with the calf, Rashad Perriman, like with the knee. Like, how are we going to, how are they going to deal with it? Which I guess isn't that important, but how are we going to adjust to utilizing those injuries for our benefit? Mayhew, thoughts?
This team is they're dealing already injuries wise, man. We're dealing with like some frustrations. We're dealing with an identity, which everybody is at this, at this like stage of the actual season. We're in week fucking 3. Let's everybody calm down, myself included. I get it. But also, you need to start laying the fucking groundwork for who you want to be and what your identity is, okay? And I thought moving into this year, everything I'm reading, Tyson, just soak it in and remember, Jess, you same to you, is that this defense was fucking elite, top to bottom. D-line, linebackers, fucking cornerbacks. We were going to be top five, which was the last time we actually won a Super Bowl, because that's what it fucking takes. Now, we're 2 weeks in, boys, and I fucking don't trust our run defense whatsoever. I think our D-line is subpar at best. And we didn't have him. Sure. Linebackers, I love what we have potentially. And then cornerbacks, top fucking tier. Top fucking tier. Now, what I want to discuss is our fucking safety team as of right now. Okay, so Adrian Amos. Anybody who pays attention to Pro Football Focus, if you're like trying to crunch numbers, whatever, since he left Chicago, came over to us, the guy has been lights out, top of the fucking pack
Amos.
on a regular basis. Tyson, give me a second. Now, we invested a first-round draft pick about 3 years ago in Darnell Savage, who you know what I mean? I want to believe in everybody. I want to see him fucking grow. I want like that back end to be fucking scary. We're like, you don't want to throw on us. You don't want to run on us. You don't want to do any of that. But here we are, where these guys right now, Pro Football Focus, Darnell Savage, the last on the entire list out of 71, and Adrian Amos 4 spots in front of him. Now, boy, that's a fucking problem. Tyson, thoughts?
Yeah, we got some major problems in the middle of the defense. Massive. We can't play patty cake at that position. You had all day to see what happened. And so, like, I hope this is the week that we see, like, the training wheels off and us just really go full bore and be aggressive. Because that's what's missing, is aggressive hitting, aggressive finishing, and aggressive play from this defense across the board. I've even seen it in our opponents against us, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. I just don't see us. We finish kind of looking around to be like, is that we're good? Okay, we're good. I don't see people like trying to kill the guy all the way. There's some. You see it on some players, but not as much as I'd like. I'm hoping that we can get our shit straight and just remember, when you're playing against a foe like this, it's just about destroying the person in front of you and getting it done. So I'd like to see our safeties play downhill and do their job. I want to say I believe in them, and we're going to know a lot more about this team at the end of this week. We're going to know if we're even a running team, because like I don't know if we are a running team. We're about to find out.
I totally agree. And like, just to be clear, like Adrian Amos, man, this guy was top tier in the entire league last year. Like number 1 overall safety graded. I will say that I'm confused by Darnell Savage. I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing. Like every game I see, like he like does like a flip around complete 360 where he seems out of place. I'm like hoping that it's there, but
he has at least 1-2 plays where he does this and is like yelling it and pointing at somebody. So he's aware that we're not doing something right or something, but he's not doing anything that's like fixing it.
It's kind of part of it. And Chaz, like, I think you understand, just like everybody else does, that it trickles down from the top down. So my question to you, Joe Barry, defensive coordinator, this is Matt LaFleur's fucking guy, and I know he's got a lot of flash. Everything I've read is like, oh man, he tackles dummies. Everybody gets real worked up. Do you think he has the mental capacity and the fucking understanding of what it takes to fucking win in this league?
From what I've seen so far, gentlemen, I can say no. Do I believe in the ability of this team to get it done? Yes. But that's because I'm a superstitious kind of guy. Now, as far as the interviews that I've been watching through Packers.com, listening to other podcasts, I think that there's been a lot of choking under pressure. And I think the reason the defense has done so well in general is just the fact that our D-backs are working their asses off to make it look like we are getting a positive influence on defense. We're seeing a lot of holes on the line. I've been hearing, and we've been talking for a couple of weeks now, that this defensive line is supposed to be out of this world. As far as play calls go, it's been more the shuffle and response of the quarterbacks that we're playing against in the pocket. And you're watching just seconds roll by, which means receivers are open. And guess what? That means D-backs are having to adjust their play to who it is in the moment. So I don't equate that to being good play calling. I equate that to being reading the play on the field as it's happening.
I hate his scheme sometimes. I hate what he's doing. I hate his lack of adjustment. I don't like his overcommitment to this change. I like that we have 2 linebackers that are supposed to be great right now. I don't like that when it's not working, we aren't changing it, and that we also aren't making adjustments within that formation to make it happen. That makes me real concerned. But I also know it's week fucking 2, and it's 2 games, and they might be making a point that we don't understand.
Well, we're going to get into talking about the Bucs here in just a minute. But first, I want to get into a segment we haven't really talked about much lately, but it's kind of at the core of at least 2/3 of this podcast heart. There are a couple kinds of football fans, some of which, the games, they rely on the numbers, they rely on the stats, they rely on eligibility for players to play. But for some, it comes down to a little bit of superstition and magic. So we're going to go right into a segment I call, Do You Believe in Magic? I'm going to pass it off to Tyson just a second, because I know he's got a lot to say about this particular thing. Who's invited to his games, what kind of food he makes depending on who he's playing, how it's going to affect the offense and the defense. For me, it's, am I wearing my hat forward and backward on offense or defense? Am I wearing an offensive jersey or a defensive jersey? Tyson, let me hear a little bit about your superstition and magic.
Let me just bring it back to ask our audience the question, do you consider yourself superstitious, right? And some people would just be like, nah, whatever happens, happens. Other people are like, oh yeah, maybe a little bit, but I don't identify as superstitious. But let me ask you this. Do you wear a Packers shirt on game day? The answer is yes. Well, at some level, you're superstitious, right? You're considered more of a person that believes there's some luck within that hat or shirt combination, your game day outfit, or you're at least doing it to support the team, right? You're doing that sort of thing. Maybe you're a person who likes to eat certain foods, during game day. Do you believe they're kind of lucky? That's like certainly next level superstition. But really, like I wanted to just kind of break it down, because I feel like there are certainly layers of this, and there are people that say that they don't believe at all, but at the same time do believe on a certain level, right? And I think that everyone falls under this superstition spectrum. So I am on the further side, right? I believe that I have a responsibility to the team to get a lot of things done, but that's my personal situation. But I just wanted to kind of lay this out here and just kind of bring out what we have, what the research shows here. Okay, so I'm just going to break this down here. The research shows that there are 5 basic luck compartment groupings, right? And this is just facts, right? 1, the clothing, right? Clothing you wear, right? 2, location, where you watch the game, right? 3, consumables, what you're eating when watching the game. 4, who you're watching the game with, the people, the guests, the people, your co-pilots for the experience, right? And then 5, if you're really getting down to it, arrangements, where people are actually located and how that conducts the wealth of success to the Packers in real time. Okay.
I'm sorry, Tyson. I got just real quick. Are you literally telling people where they should sit and stand when they come to watch a Packer game at your house?
Yeah.
Understood. Continue. I apologize.
Absolutely. Not all the time, and not for every game. You have to take weight. You have to weight and measures on these games. You know what I mean? Figure out where you're at, and the team. It happens in 4 quarters. The game happens in 4 quarters. The season happens in 4 quarters. You kind of parse out where you can make your chances, where you can make your statements. To me, this week's a statement game. I'm taking a risk. I'm bringing some people in that maybe aren't 100% on board believers, but it doesn't matter. The research shows the basic luck compartment groups. We're just going to call them LGBs. Okay. So your 5 basic LGBs, right, that everybody, deals with in terms of considering themselves a luck person. That again was clothing, location, consumables, people, and arrangements, right? Now you have a magic tier level operator, which is someone who, like, you have to decide how you're going to use this magic. Now you're on the level 1. That's someone who believes in one of the 5 categories, just one. That's just most of you. That's nearly everybody. It's like, I wear a shirt, I wear a hat. It's my Packers, my lucky hat, So the concept, that is a number 1. So like that's a tier level 1 category believer of magic, right? Then you get into the second tier of believer, which is in the fight or flight scenario where the Packers are suddenly in a high pressure scenario, you adopt. Suddenly, you're open to like 3 of the 5 components. Just due to the pressure, you're like, I'm okay. Listen, I'm looking for answers. Okay, I'll do it. Right? That's okay. You're a level 2, and that's a good person to be. That's an excellent guest. That's someone you want in your house. You want someone who's open-minded and understands, hey, we're in this together. We all have the same goal. Don't be a fucking dick about this. Let's win. Come on, let's have some good times. Have fun.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. Now we got the level 3. All right. And that is someone who accepts all 5 levels of superstition completely. You already know that they are on board with all of the LCGs in the entire fucking list. They're ready to go. So you know that person's ready to go. And then we go all the way to a tier 4, level 4, magic tier. And that is unfortunately the diagnosis I have, which is a scorekeeper. So you believe in all these things. You understand all the things. You understand all the components that go into the mesh of energy that is there to contribute to the Packers' success, right? And it is data driven, and you have a responsibility to the collective energy feed to keep track of this stuff. Who's here when we were winning? What were we serving? Like, what worked? What didn't work? What can I avoid in this scenario coming up? So it gets you in a position where you can have the right people in the right atmosphere where you're putting the Packers at a maybe a 0.2% chance better, but it's putting them in a better position to win because you're in full support and you're doing all the work. And when people understand it and they're all on board and everybody cheeses up on D, we get the stop. And then one person's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like this intolerant. I don't really want to eat cheese. Then it doesn't work. And you're like, that's cool, man. That's great. So like, we won't, maybe we won't bring it next time, and it's nothing personal. I'm just trying to win the game. You know what I mean?
I'm tired, man. I'm fucking so tired of losing to this team in heartbreak fashion, whether it's fucking, I don't give a shit. Playoffs, it's mostly playoffs. That's where like the real pain lies, but also going down to Florida on a regular basis and just getting mopped up. And Tyson, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why can we not just go down there this week and make a fucking statement? And you know where statements come from? It's from the belly. It's from the fucking depths. It's from the fucking trenches of defensive linemen that refuse to be fucking pushed back in any way. Be like, you know what, Leonard Fournette? No. We're going to keep you under 60. We're going to keep you under 60. Oh, Tom Brady. Who do you have to throw to? A fucking cast of characters that you weren't ready for, but it doesn't matter because we have the best goddamn cornerback core in the entire fucking league. That's what I'm looking for. It's just some answers and some fucking confidence where it's like, boys, all summer, I've been told how elite this defense is. And that's all that matters to me. You want to talk about offense? Everybody out there talking about like wide receivers, like running backs and offense. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we have Aaron Rodgers, we have Aaron Jones, we have fucking AJ Dillon. Boys, you know what I'm talking about. And the offensive line is going to come together. And at that point, I don't give a shit. A-Raj, on that note, make somebody a fucking star. When it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like Romeo Doubs, I fucking love this guy. Christian Watson, I love this guy. We're already down. Tyson, we're down. We're down. Sammy Watkins, he's out, right? Motherfucker's out. So,
yeah.
Who is going to make a play? Who's going to be a difference maker? And every one of these guys in the wide receiving core is ready, but it's up to A-Raj. Who does he trust? Because his whole offense fucking flows through him. Let's not lie to ourselves, boys, is that if he doesn't trust you, he's not going to throw you the fucking ball. He's actually going to make you a fucking – he's going to point you out if you make mistakes. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think in this game in particular, we're going to try to run the ball. Tyson, Chaz, we're going to try to run the ball. But can we? I'm not entirely sure. Tyson, what are your thoughts there?
Well, I think that we need to have that. I think that we both will have the same game plan, which is, well, we're going to make them not run the ball. And we're going to say, well, they're going to have to make us not run the ball. So, like, I think we have to go in there, running the ball till we can't. And then what we have to do is trust the fucking plays and get the ball out of our hands. Like, I don't know, that old geriatric motherfucker with the slow release in front of you who manages to get the ball out of his hands in under 2 seconds every single time. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to play fast offense. I don't care if you got 4 yards on the play. Guess what? That's half of what you need. Like, I will take that play because that guy was open and you give him a chance versus looking past that to try and go deep on something that our offensive line is struggling to hold that for a long time. And we are dominant in the run. So to me, right now, we need to be running screens. We need to be running a lot of our crazy misdirection, off-time bullshit that we like to run. And I'd like to see us just run until we can't. And if we can't get it going, I want to see fast passes.
This is the part of the podcast where things are going to get a little, if your kids are still watching, maybe they should. We're going to talk about Tom Brady. And I got to say, after last year's loss, it shook me a little bit as far as how I felt about being a Packer fan because of the showing we had. I don't want to talk about last year's game unless we're really going to dive in, but I do want to say, fuck Tom Brady, first and foremost. Tyson, I'm going to try and keep you to a minute. I doubt I'll be able to. You have the floor.
Oh, man, I could fuck Tom Brady for 1 or 10 minutes. It's just however many minutes you want me to fuck him. It's fine. He's terrible. He's driving me crazy. He's been driving me crazy for a really long time. And honestly, I hated him more before the Atlanta Super Bowl where he came back. It was hard to hate him as much after that because that was probably one of the greatest Super Bowl comebacks of all time. But fuck that guy after that. Also, especially for what he did with us and his whole fucking, I don't know how everyone gives Rodgers such a hard time when you look at this guy on paper and what he requires in his off season. Oh, I'm fighting with my wife, so I can't play this week. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Rodgers is a problem though. He's an issue. I don't know. I just feel like, and he is, but that's not the point. I just feel like Tom Brady is too fucking old to still be dunking on us at this point. Like, I can't sit here and watch this guy go out there and old man slow pocket pass his way through the league just by like winding up a good 3-step drop and just pitching it out there like Joe Montana. I'm like, how the fuck is this still working? How does he have an offensive line that can hold up against that old motherfucker and his twig-like body hasn't broken in half by now? It doesn't make a fucking lick of sense to me how that's even possible that guy's still alive, because he shouldn't be. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't work. Look at Joe Flacco. He tried to do that. He's almost dead now. You know? I don't fucking care about Joe Flacco. Like that. Aaron, what do you think about Tommy?
A lot of the same sentiment, Tyson. A lot of same sentiment. But then it's all born from fucking frustration, man. You know? This motherfucker has been so successful and he's done it the right way.
Play within the system.
But also, man, when I see him on the sidelines, like how he handles his teammates, I'm okay with it. I will shred him to bits every time I get the opportunity. But in reality, he fucking deserves it, and he's earned it. And I think that's really hard to fucking. That's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. But at the same time, Tyson, this motherfucker is 40. How old is he now? Chaz,
45.
how old is he?
45. He promised to be dead by now, and he's still not. He's like, I promise I'll die by 45, and he's still not dead.
Do you love hanging with your friends? Do you love falling down at family get-togethers like funerals? Then try beer, a fun old product that's been around for over 1,200 years. Verbally abuse your friends and family at zero risk of remembrance, repercussion, or fear of retaliation. Just sit down and drink that shit. You'll be fine in the morning, even if they aren't. Beer, brought to you by all over the world. That doesn't love beer, right? Gentlemen, as we get into about the third quarter here, we're going to go into the breakdown. We're going to talk about some key players, mainly on the other team. We've already obviously talked about Tom Brady. May he rest in pieces one day. We need to talk about a couple keys. Fournette. We need to talk about White, Vontae David, whoever the hell Vita V is. I don't even know who that guy is. Who do we need to be worried about, even though, again, we've got some serious injuries for the Bucs? I mean, Davis, Fournette's got the hamstring injury. Gage has got the hamstring injury. Godwin's got the hamstring injury. Julio Jones apparently didn't participate with a knee injury. What do we need to look out for? And do we think that some of these key players are actually going to be on the field?
I'm pretty sure Julio Jones has like a permanent knee injury. That like that's just he's just always on the injury report. So I think that's just standard. Aaron, I'm gonna start real quick with Tommy. I'm gonna pass it to you, but key players that I think we're gonna have to deal with. Tom Brady, obviously, he's gonna be coming in. He's gonna be wanting to get rid of the ball fast. He has not been playing incredible football this year, as usual. He is gonna be just trying to manage the game, throw the open guy, doing a lot of handoffs. They're going to want to run to Fournette, who's actually been pretty incredible this year, kind of doing it all. So I would like to see us get some fucking pressure on Tommy, and more importantly, shut down this run and force Tom to hold on to that ball for a second and remind him how old he is. Aaron, I'm going to pass that to you. What do you think about Tom? I think he still got it.
Look, boys, the game plan is pretty fucking clear. As far as like success goes, for me, we know we want to run the ball. God damn it. Like after this last game against like the Chicago Bears, we got fucking a steed, okay, of very capable individuals. God damn it. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. But none of that fucking matters unless this offensive line comes together in a fucking real quick flurry to make it happen. Every time we play these fucking guys, we try to run the ball, and all we do is we get shut down, and then it falls on Aaron Rodgers' back to like try to throw through this fucking defense and play right into their hands. And it never quite seems to be enough. Chaz, okay? So here's my thing. This offensive line, I'm like chomping at the bit. Like, what's it going to look like? Okay. Because a lot of it's set. I think David Bakhtiari is the only missing piece that we're like curious about, right? The guy practiced the last 2 days. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. But okay, let's just pretend that he's in the mix. Tyson, top left tackle in the league, goes out right. Elton Jenkins, game 2, this guy is fucking upset about his performance. I love him. On the outside, right tackle, locked in. Josh Myers, center. As much as like I'm sure Aaron Rodgers just fucking tortures him, he's decent. He's decent. Over to the left, we got John Runyon. Dude, that guy is fucking money. But right fucking guard is where Tyson and I, Chaz, I know you feel the same way. I don't know quite what we're doing. Royce Newman, if you're listening, and I know you are because you don't got going on, like, I need more. I need fucking performance. Stand out. Make a difference. Make a fucking difference.
You did all right in the run. You did pretty well in the run last week. Good run.
Jesus Christ. I've been talking for like minutes here. Yeah. Go ahead, T-Bone. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just go back to the players that we need to worry about on the Bucs that are going to really be an issue for us. And I just feel like we have to keep an eye out and keep Leonard Fournette under control. I believe it or not, I'm kind of worried about their last minute acquisition of what's that white trash dude's name? Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley, I think, is a Tom Brady kind of guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Cole Beasley is currently like sleeping in Tom Brady's backyard, like just trying to like figure everything out while Tom's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw some more plays at you and give you the Antonio Brown treatment. You can just sleep on this mat. left out for him. You'll like it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have something to do with this little slot receiver, and he gives us a hard time.
As we're getting into kind of the fourth quarter of this podcast, we're going to go through a couple things as far as like final game predictions, into a section I like to call Sammy with Chazzy and Friends. Now, gentlemen, couple quick answers for just a couple things. Okay. Who's going to have a big game? I want to keep it short. I want to keep it quick. Who's going to have a big game for the Packers? Mayhew. Let me hear.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Time to shine. All right. Who is going to stand out in this game? It's not a matter of players, Jazz. God damn it. It's a matter of fucking mentality. It's a matter of this offensive line cohesively letting that fucking team know that we're not going to back down. God damn it. That's all we've done. Collectively. You guys see the fucking article I sent you? This is what they want to do. They want to run us over. On the offensive side of the ball, they want to basically demoralize us with Leonard Fournette and fucking blast strategies, Tyson. You know what I'm talking about. Like doubling up and like mauling us over, old school. And that's like a hard thing to take. When it works, there is nothing more demoralizing as a defense than absorbing what you just can't fucking control. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it, Tyson. God damn it. Go ahead.
We did it last time we played them. We stopped their fucking run. Our defense we played great against them the last time we played them in that fucking championship game. Our offense lost that game. They didn't necessarily kill us with what they were doing with the run game. I thought we did a pretty good job. And I think we can do it again. I believe that if first of all, more people would cheese up on fucking D, that would help. We cheesed up on D that day. It certainly helped that day. Saying cheese up on D, folks. When we are on, here's how it works. If you're on defense, okay, and we are about to snap the ball, we need to be actively chewing cheese during the play. Unstoppable. Just in for third downs, okay? It's worth the fucking, you just gotta believe. And if you don't believe, it won't work. And all needs one person in the room who doesn't believe. You kick them out of the room, boom, magic time, okay? You can do this, folks. You can do this. Also, don't forget, before our kicker kicks, remind them, you have no fucking friends. You are a fucking loser. And everyone says it in the room, watching mistakes. And you can thank my wife for that one.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the night. It is time for Cato's Corner, coming to you from Madison, Wisconsin, the greatest garage this side of the Mason-Dixon. Cato, welcome to the podcast. How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling great, feeling warm, feeling ready to talk about kickers. That's how I'm feeling.
Well, you know what? We have been waiting all day just to find out what you have to say. Cato, it's all you.
So I dug into the interwebs to learn a little bit about Ryan Succop. Okay. If we're just going to start with stats, I'm going to start with like the facts, and then we're going to dive into his background, and then we're going to talk about his social media. And that's really because I did a little digging into the social medias. Found some interesting things. That's all I'm going to say. So Ryan Succop was Mr. Irrelevant in 2009. He was the very last draft pick, which would lead you to think he's got, he had a lot of pressure on him, and he became the first Mr. Irrelevant to win a Super Bowl. So you think, oh man, what a hero, right? He's sitting at like an 83% average, like pretty much every year of his career except a Super Bowl run. And he has not missed a kick yet this season, which makes you think statistically we're in for some missed kicks. That's math. It's just math.
And science, really.
I'm a third grade teacher. That's math. So he's from Hickory, North Carolina in Appalachia, not far from the stomping grounds of yours truly.
And how does that accent sound when you say that exact town and region?
Hickory.
That's what I thought.
Believe it's a Hickory. And I think what's interesting about Hickory is it's a little place in the Blue Ridge Mountains, again, not too far from Leicester. And it's a NASCAR town. It's NASCAR country. It's got like it's got a small track there. I think I don't know, it's a Hickory track. I don't know what it is. But basically they say like that's where NASCAR stars are born. And he did not go into NASCAR, not a great driver. He was a soccer star. So he was a soccer star in a NASCAR town. Yep. Yep. Mom hated football, still hates football. Mom wanted him to go into soccer, but he decided to go into football. So that's just a little background. He's also in the last year of his contract. He had a $12 million deal with the Bucks. This is his last year. So he's got some pressure on him. But I think the more interesting part of our dear friend Ryan Succop comes from his social media. Ryan Succop is a believer, is a proud Baptist, and is in Tampa Bay because he followed, this is a quote, he followed a rainbow from Jesus.
Oh, same.
Yeah, he went to a recruitment meeting with a Buccaneer guy when he was leaving the Titans, and he didn't know what to do, and he walked out of his hotel and he looked up in the sky and he said, Jesus sent me a rainbow and I followed it to Tampa.
Quick question, Cato, was it a double rainbow?
That's what everybody wants to know. On my cup, it's a double rainbow. So I'm wondering, see, this is the rainbow from Jesus that Ryan Succop followed to get to Tampa Bay.
Cato, I gotta admit, I'm a little caught off guard here by this entire story. If I mean, totally.
This is what I'm saying.
Totally honest. Now, for all of our Legion of fans out there, like, where can we track this story? Like, what's like the best source, would you say? Because this is you're blowing my mind.
I pulled it directly from his Twitter.
Directly from the man's Twitter. Okay.
I don't want to say I dug into all his Instagram and his Twitter, but I definitely did. One thing I also noticed is he tweets at a lot of his fellow players, but none of them tweet back, which leads me to my wild accusation. Is everybody ready?
I can't wait.
Is everybody ready?
I mean,
Let's indulge.
I think he has no friends.
well, I mean, in nomine patre, et filiae, and oh my God, I hope he misses some kids.
I think there was a group text. I think there was a big group text going on with lots of the players, and he was involved in it, and he was excited. He'd invite him over to brunch. His wife makes a great quiche. They used to come, but the Bible study made people uncomfortable. The Baptist rattlesnakes got them a little uneasy, and they kind of stopped coming to Sunday brunch. I think that the group text got a little quiet. And now I think he's realized there's a whole other group text happening with these players. It's like they must have started a new group text and left me off of it because he puts stuff out like weekly, like he thinks it's a funny gift. Nothing. So
Caleb,
why Ryan Succop has no friends?
You're bringing up incredibly valid points, and let me save the suspense here. Is that kickers in general are a lower tier of like let's be honest here. Like when the game is on the line, you come out, you do your job, you nail that kick, and everybody loves you. But if you fucking miss that kick, you're a pariah. You're a pariah like 90% of the time that you're on the team, really.
Until the next time you actually make a kick, and then everyone loves you again.
Right. And I think it comes down to my theory again, which I will bring back every time Cato's Corner occurs, which is kickers are broken people with mental health issues, with disgusting hobbies at times, and strained relationships with families and friends.
And it's our job.
It's our job to point these things out.
Right when they're about to kick.
Oh, so if you've never watched a game with me, what we like to do is we yell these things at the kicker right before they kick, whether it's talking about their hemorrhoids, the questionable relationships they have with farm animals. And I tell you, it works. You get in the dome.
You have data.
I have data.
It is always fantastic to have you here for
Absolutely.
Cato's Corner. at Two Dads and a Chaz podcast. Do you have any final thoughts you want to tell everybody listening out there?
When we see Ryan Suckup on the field, we need to remind him that he has no friends. And we need to remind him that they are getting together and purposely leaving him out. They are going into another room to discuss social plans so that they leave him out of them.
Everybody's hanging out
Won't
without
be
you,
there
Ryan.
for your birthday.
So again, P.S. Everyone remember, Ryan Suckup has no friends. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, boys. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Gabriel.
It's great to have you back in the studio, Kato. Have a good night.
That one, first touchdown. I want to hear about first touchdown of the game. Who's got it? Me personally, I would love to see it go to a Bobby Tani. Just because I personally want to see it, because he didn't have as big a game as I would have liked to see. I want it to happen. I want to see it. I want to see a little more intensity out of this guy. Aaron, who's got the first touchdown?
I'm going Romeo Dobbs. I'm going Romeo Dobbs right out of the gate. I feel like this, given the circumstance, boys, we're like, is our entire fucking wide receiver core that we want going to be on the field? Clearly no. Clearly no. And Aaron Rodgers, what the fuck are you going to do about that? What the fuck are you going to do about that? Are you going to fucking throw a strike to get 7? Are you going to fucking not trust them and just kind of like, well, you know, figure it out, run the ball? No, you fucking go straight to the boy that has been lighting it up all preseason long, Romeo Dobbs, 4-6. Tyson, your thoughts?
Aaron Jones is going to have another big game. Aaron Jones is going to have a 18 carry 120 game. And I think that is what is going to win us this game and break their backs. Because as good as they are in the run, they like to over pursue and go after that quarterback. Screen pass makes you very vulnerable in that scenario. It seems like we could out scheme this good defense that we're going up against. So I believe that if we are winning, it's through the run game. It's going to be Jones first and foremost. So I'm going to go with him. But I also really like Dobbs. I feel like this is the week where Romeo Dobbs, you're going to see what all that hype was about. You're going to get to see it.
Gentlemen, as we move into the 2-minute warning of the podcast, I'd like to do a couple of things. First and foremost, I want to talk about final score, and I want to talk about our hashtag for the end of the podcast. Final score, I want to hear what you guys think is going to happen as far as how this whole thing is going to shake out. Now, normally we talk about running backs right now. I think we kind of already know the gameplay for that. As far as QB yards, I think it's up to anybody's guess. Because it could go either way, given the way the stats have been the last couple of weeks with these two quarterbacks. So I just want to hear what your thoughts for the final score are. Tyson, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that the Packers are going to get 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 throwing touchdowns and field goals. It's going to be 38-27. We're going to beat the Bucks. We're going to have the first complete game of the year, boys. And our defense is going to do enough to help us win that game. And giving up 27 points would sure make me pissed off, except for the fact we're going to put up 38. That's the kind of game we need to have offense. That's the fucking team we're supposed to be. Let's get out there and show them who the fuck we are. 38-27, Pack.
Hell of a commitment there, Tyson, and willing to take those 27 points, which I know we'll be talking about if it happens. Mayhew.
No, you won't. If we win, won't matter.
Let's hear about your prediction as final score of the game.
Got it. All right, boys. That's fair. I'm worried about this team's ability, because all I do is, like, every single time I predict that we're going to come out on top, 27-24. I think is that what I predicted the last time? But Chaz, in reality, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about not only this team's ability to fucking rise when it matters, but more importantly, are you telling me that, like, if it's one-on-one, Tom Brady versus fucking Aaron Rodgers. Tyson, look at me. When it really matters, tell me you feel fucking confident. Tell me you feel like you're going to come out on the other end.
I don't feel confident. I think we need to find a new way to be in those scenarios because that look we've been given that that we've been passing off as focused, it's not landing. No one believes it. It makes me fucking anxious to look at. I want to see a new fucking look. How about that? How about that? I think Aaron Rodgers could be an actor after this. Like, I don't think he wants to do the football thing. I think he could go like to Hollywood and be an actor. Let's start this week by not looking like a little bitch on the fucking sideline when things aren't going perfectly. How about you look like you're either angry and focused and trying to figure out a solution, or you look happy for a change and be like, hey, whatever, we're gonna get it together. I have confidence in my face. Hey guys, I'm confident. Let's go. I want to see some leadership. And if I don't see that, and I see the same old shit, and it's the same old thing, and it's a tight game, dude, there is nowhere for me to go but just sit there clutching my pearls, hoping for the fucking best. And I hate that position. I think they do too. So I would love it if we could take it to this fucking team. Seriously, take it to them, because they don't have a lot of answers if they get punched in the mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about a lot of things. Again, we've had some predictions. Again, we are not professionals. We are pro Packer fans who care seriously. So, from everybody here at Two Dads and a Chest podcast, I'm the Wisco Kid. We've got T-Bone. We've got Aaron Mayhew. Gentlemen, I want to leave it the way we did last week with a hashtag Fuck the Bucks. Can we do it together on a 3, 2, 1 hashtag Fuck the Bucks? 3, 2, 1. Fuck
the Bucks! Fuck them Bucks! Fuck 'em.
Two dads in a chair, putting trophies on the wall. Two dads in a chair, just talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads in a chair, talking Green Bay Packers football.